The first one then is competition. The idea that we can run our education system and our school system, and schools as well as we run our corporations. In other words, insisting that the schools and teachers and principals have to compete against one another, then the quality will improve. Just like competition has improved the quality and also the cost of mobile phone providers, network providers, okay? So if you have one network provider, the price is high and quality is low. When you have several of them, prices go down and quality goes up. This is exactly the same thinking in education, that we should, the best way to improve the quality of education system is exactly this. Okay, competition. So rather than competition, Finnish education policies and practice really in schools are much more driven by collaboration, cooperation, networking of schools and teachers and sharing of ideas. Because when I was working in the ministry and leading some of these processes, we understood that we have all the good practices already exist in our school system, in our classrooms or schools or communities. And the challenge for us in the ministry was to make the best use of these. Yeah? So we need to design our education policies in a way that is encouraging teachers and principals and schools to work together rather than driving them to compete. And that's why, how I see this is that more competition we are requiring between schools, more difficult it becomes that these schools and people who are working in those schools will share and help one another. And this is not only my opinion. If you read the external review by the OECD in the educational leadership in Finland a few years ago, this is exactly what they conclude, that the culture of education practice is very much that of collaboration and cooperation.
Kind of a strong part of Finnish school system is this very strong collegial nature of working in a school, like seems to be here as well, which means that if your school has one teacher who has mathematics as a kind of a specialization, you can be sure that it will benefit the whole school, because this person will probably lead the curriculum work for mathematics, make sure that it's a kind of a strong and solid base there. This teacher will probably share all the materials and ideas so that everybody can use, because it's a kind of it's not my class and my students who are measured and then I get the bonus out of this, but it benefits the whole school. And you know, because we have the culture, a very strong culture like this, that the leadership is trying to even advance at the level of schools, we can make much more benefit through this kind of a social capital that is in our schools, compared to the school systems where teachers are individually held accountable for what they do. When you know, I wouldn't say anything what I know if I was held individually accountable for the work with any of you, because I know that it's going to be harmful for me and good for you. So that's why I think this culture is important.